Sometimes fireworks can fly when there's political discourse. Here in 2012, obviously we have a presidential election. In the studio with me is Keith Rouda from MoveOn.org and Sarah Durand representing the Louisville Tea Party. And Keith, we'll start with you. There's a debate tomorrow night, but there are rules, right?
There are some rules. So we're following a format that has been established by a guy who does a lot of project management work and a lot of communications with corporations that, internally have a hard time agreeing, when you have like the field and corporate. And so he's developed a whole bunch of rules to help those projects go better. And he had some people coming to him and said, boy, what if you could apply these rules to our political discourse? How are you handling that? And he said, well, I'm not, but it's a great idea. And so we're running an experiment. We're moving forward with this to bring people together from the left and the right or different sides of different issues and see if following these rules, maybe we can have some political debate and discourse that will actually help us understand where each other is coming from and maybe get to some ideas for solutions that everybody could live with.
Indeed. And Sarah, I understand that the discussion is going to include the topics of debt and campaign finance, but it could involve others as well, right?
Yes. Well, that's where we're starting, is with debt and campaign finance, and it will be Keith from MoveOn, and then Larry Houseman, who is a former Tea Party board member, and he also ran for Congress a couple years ago. He will be debating Keith on these issues, but it's going to be a debate the way that a debate is supposed to be, where, it's two people who disagree, but still discuss the issue while respecting each other and try to actually come up with solutions. Because the one area where Keith and I do agree is that political discourse is out of control, and we have huge issues like the debt that need to be tackled, and yet we have no ability to talk to each other. And so the company that created this, TAC4 Solutions, this is essentially one of the things that they do. What we're doing tomorrow is one of the exercises that they do for companies, and so hopefully it'll work in the political realm as well.
I just love the concept, because I was telling Keith off the air here, well, as soon as I see a show where people are gone, I can't tell you how quickly I can switch away from a channel. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I think this would be good for a lot of people who are interested in politics, but who are tired of that, who are tired of just political sound bites, people trying to paint the other side as fringe as possible instead of actually trying to come up with solutions to our problems.
Makes perfect sense. So, Keith, we're getting together here for this debate at the Creative Workshop at 1205 East Washington Street, and there are rules in place. So what happens if somebody veers off the railroad tracks?
Well, there are two things. So, because it's not intended to be punitive, really. We're trying to teach and learn at the same time. And so, in the course of the debate or the discussion as we're going forward, if I get out of hand and start calling Larry names, or he gets out of hand and says that I'm
You're a big
Stalinist, or
fascist
kind of thing.
Then socialist. That's the word.
That's right, socialist. Then the moderator of this, Alan Claypool, he's got some foam footballs that he's going to throw our way if we get out of line. But at the end of the discussion, the audience and a judging panel are going to vote on how compelling our arguments are, and also how well we each follow the rules of this debate. And there will actually be a winner. And what winning in this instance means is that Larry and I have both stepped forward with a charity. And so whoever wins the debate, their charity will get the lion's share of the proceeds that we're collecting at the door.
Oh, I love that. That's very good.
The other charity gets 25%, so there's no real...
So everybody has something.
And the
they
charities,
don't want to have like a loser.
Right. Well, not when charity's involved, but the charities are Gilda's Club, that's Keith's charity,
Very
and
good.
Larry's is the Healing Place.
Oh, they're both wonderful places, too.
Yes.
All right, so you want people to come to this, so there'll be an audience and either hoot or they have to be quiet. Does the audience have to be quiet? Have we decided
We haven't
this
really
yet?
set a precedent
really gotten
yet.
there yet.
We'll see how it goes. I think we're both worried about each other's people. That's why we're really hoping for as many moderates as possible.
But people that are really moved by this, they the Tea Party folks, the MoveOn folks are dug in many ways, because those are the ones that are illustrated to the media when they're not really rational people. But see, in the media, oftentimes, people get the most sizzle out of a person who's foaming at the mouth.
Absolutely.
Right, it's about ratings.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the craziness that happens out on the street from time to time on either side, that sells.
Right.
That's exciting. It's fun to look at. But it's not moving forward on any of the debates that any of the Move On members or Tea Party people are passionate about. That type of coverage and that type of event doesn't move our issues forward.
I've never ever seen a rally before where a separate rally builds across the street where people say, "We respect you, we respect you, but beg to differ." You know, that rarely happens.
That does rarely happen. And, you know, it's not like we're going to do this and necessarily come to agreement
Right.
In the end. I think that's probably unlikely that we're going to agree. But the idea is that if we don't, at least maybe we can find some areas where at least maybe we can understand where people are coming from instead of just shouting names.
But I do think that when you get to talking to somebody you think you completely disagree with, a lot of times you find that there is a lot more common ground than what you ever expected, as long as you can get that far within, you know, the conversation and respect each other long enough to get there. So I think the goal here in the end, other than just trying to show that you can actually have a discussion and disagree and about politics and show respect, is hopefully they will find some common ground. They will come up with some solutions to go and kind of sell to each of their groups.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean the Tea Party's necessarily going to buy it or that Move On's going to buy it, but that's the goal here.
And when we all come back to it, we're all in the same stew pot together. We're all Americans, or we're all citizens here living in this culture and hoping to improve it. Others are people that are clamoring to get in this culture, and that's another big issue as to whether or not people that have gotten here and their babies that are born here by people that are not American citizens. So these are other things people chew on. Nonetheless, we're all still walking the same streets every day and trying to figure out how we can live harmoniously. I think most people feel that way.
Well, and these are going to be ongoing events. They're going to happen every other month. And so there will be a lot of other issues. It won't always be us. It won't always be the Tea Party and Move On. Some of the things we've discussed is charter schools, having a representative from the teachers union and having the head of the Charter School Alliance here have a discussion. The bridges.
We've talked about the bridges. Yeah, that's a good debate. You know, that people are passionate on that. That's not necessarily a liberal conservative issue,
right?
But certainly you've got people passionate on both sides. We've talked about bringing in people to talk about the death penalty,
healthcare, even.
You know, with the topical news today, I'm sure we could have a debate on gun control.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's another one. It's a good example of one where the way we talk about these issues is sometimes so unproductive. And accusations all around that
nothing solved. Everybody walks away seething.
Our ability to get to a solution.
Is there a website people can learn more or get tickets for this event, or just buy them at the door?
You can buy them at the door for $10, or it's $8 if you pre-registered. The website's kind of funny, so I'll just say Google Tackle with TAC4. The event's called Tackle, and it's with the company TAC4 Solutions. So if you just Google that, you'll have a lot better shot, rather than us read out something.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, and Tackle with TAC4, it's TAC, and then the number 4.
Okay, TAC, the number 4.com? Or just Google that?
Just Google Tackle with TAC4.
TAC4. And that's all you have to Google, or is Tackle with TAC4?
Tackle with.
Yeah,
the event is Tackle.
Okay, Tackle with TAC4. There you go. Sarah Durand, a pleasure.
Nice to see you.
Keith Rouda, a pleasure.
Pleasure to be here.
We're all friendly. I love
That's
that.
great.
God bless them. Oh, somebody will be using that in a commercial against me. Back in a few here on 84 WHAS.
Son, we gotta talk about drinking.